Let's get into it. Let's get into meals, right? So when you ordered, you probably either received it in your package or you got a special order from me of containers. These containers are in every single program that we're going to do. They are my lifeline. It's how I stay on track. With the containers, you also received little cheat sheets, right? So let's go ahead and put green containers with veggies. Proteins are obviously going to be our red container. Oops. Fruits, purple container. Healthy fats is going to be our blue container. Carbohydrates, yellow. And then our seeds and dressings are going to be orange, and you're gonna have 2 of those. So make sure you have 2. So all your containers should now be labeled. I am a huge labeler, so I do actually have a label maker. So make sure they are labeled. Makes it easier when you go to start prepping. Second thing that you probably didn't have, but you should go get on Team Beachbody, you can receive or order rather this Fixate cookbook. This is the newest edition of Fixate. There are recipes for desserts, popsicles, spaghettis, breakfasts, lunches. My favorite is Grandma's tomato sauce, Shakeology recipes. It makes it a lot easier, and the reason being of why it's easier is because everything is done in containers, as well as like how much you need of each, like 3 cups and etc. But the serving is done in containers, which allows you to use your containers to stay within your portion control, to stay within your meal plan bracket. Because I don't know about you, but I'm an overeater. I can eat clean, but if I don't use my containers, I overeat for my specific body. So these containers help you to stay on track and to either lose that weight you're wanting to lose or gain that weight that you're wanting to gain to create that muscle that you ultimately want. So during the weekend, I normally plan on Saturday. Saturday mornings when I have my coffee, I'll plan out my meals. I use the Fixate cookbooks. I use Fixate 1 and then I use Volume 2. It just makes it a lot easier for me to do that. Then I map out our containers. Within that Beachbody program that you are specifically doing for yourself, whether you're doing 21 Day Fix, whether you're doing Insanity Max, Transform 20, the new one that's coming out with Jericho, each of them has a meal plan. So you'll need to map out based on what your body should be consuming. With that said, you need to go to the program materials in order to dive into that, which you probably have already done up to this point, and then you'll map out your plan bracket. For me, I'll use myself as an example. I eat 3 greens a day, 4 reds, 2 purples, 2 yellows, 1 healthy fat, 2 seeds and dressings, and then 4 tablespoons. You can do this however you would want, but if you don't plan, you basically are planning to fail. And I say that to say this. Within our busy schedules, if we don't have food already made, we will go to the fastest convenient possibility, which is normally fast food, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, whatever is closest to you to eat, because we don't want to spend so much time in the kitchen. But meal planning doesn't have to be so time consuming. It could really be done on an easy scale. So what I do is I'll make my protein for 1 meal in 1 container. I'll make my carbohydrates in another container. and then I'll put my veggies for that meal in another container. 1, nobody likes soggy food. 2, each person that lives in my household consumes a different amount of containers. So I'll use myself and my husband as an example. He needs to consume 6 green containers a day. I only consume 3. So if I pre-package my meals, more than likely they're going to be off. And it makes cooking a lot harder. So I just cook in bulk. So I would use 1 container, actually I'll do 2 containers for lunch of my beef. 1 container for my veggies for that specific lunch. And then 1 container of my yellow. And there's 1 meal. Then Shakeology is a red. I'll eat half of a banana, 1 tablespoon of almond butter, and then I like to throw in a thing of avocado because it makes it taste like a brownie, water, and then there's my Shakeology. I like to write things down, so it's up to you. And if you bought the 21-day fix planner, then you know the ultimate portion fix, then you got a planner with it along with this. But if you didn't, you can use the Beachbody Nutrition app. All you have to do is go to the Apple Store, download the nutrition, which I will give you that video in the comments below. Download that, and then you can automatically put your nutrition in there. And everything links up. Everything links to Beachbody On Demand, everything links up to the nutrition, and then everything links up to the My Challenge Tracker app. Pretty nifty, so that way you're staying on point. And then if you're going to restaurants, you don't have to worry. It's easier. I will say, when I first started, my husband took me out to a nice 5-star restaurant, and I brought these. I brought these 3 because they're the ones that I mostly consume, and I didn't want to go over. So don't feel worried about what other people say because you're doing this for you. You're doing this to make you feel better. So if you need to travel with these, travel with these. It's no biggie. They can fit in my purse. They can fit in your book bag, diaper bag, computer bag, whatever. Don't feel ashamed because you're trying to live a healthier lifestyle, and these will get you to that healthier lifestyle for yourself. Let's talk water intake. Water is my biggest struggle every day. I've done everything possible, added the fruit, done the frozen fruit, added to the water, and really nothing, it just doesn't make it taste better for me. But some people aren't like that. I drink LaCroix water or I'll drink Perrier water. However, I have found 2 methods that really work for me. 1, when I'm getting bored of water, I will go buy a new pretty water bottle. Hence this one. And all water bottles I buy are either 25 ounces or 30 ounces of water. So I know that I need to at least drink 2 30 ounces of these a day, no matter what. However, these are much prettier, and I got these from a website that I will link below. It's called the 131. And these, you get 3 of these together. And if you consume, this is sunrise, there's 1 for midday, and then there's 1 for nighttime. And the objective is to fill them up the night before. That way in the morning you can start consuming your water. And then by the end of the night, once you have all 3 of those consumed, you know that you've hit over 70 some ounces of water for that specific day. Winning, right? So water is a huge part of this. Letting go of soda, letting go of the coffee with cream and sugar. And I want to dive into that too because we are talking about nutrition. Coffee is my weakness. I love coffee and I'll probably never let it go. Let's be honest. I need it in the morning to keep myself sane. But I used to drink it and consume it 5 times a day in my crazy schedule with cream and sugar. I'm now down to 2 cups of coffee, pure black. But that took time to get to that point. So through this process, I'll give you tips and tricks that have helped me. But one thing that really helped me at the very beginning was upping my intake of water. When I was really craving coffee throughout the day, I just really drank water. I forced myself to drink it, even though I truly didn't want to. I forced myself. And then when we got hydrate, I added hydrate to my water so it could give it a little bit of flavor. And plus it was giving me the electrolytes, right? So it's a win-win. But throughout this process, I'll give you tips that have really helped me dial back my coffee intake, as well as letting go of that sugar, letting go of that creamer, and really trying to stay black. Now, I don't drink black all the time. When I go on trips and things of that sort, I'll dive into whatever that breakfast shop is known for. But I try on a daily basis to only drink black coffee. What else? That's it. I'm excited. Plan today. Start making your meals today. Oh, when it comes to meals, a lot of people questions are, how do you meal prep? And the only way I can really truly tell you to meal prep is you're gonna have to figure it out and experiment what works for you and what doesn't work for you. I can't meal prep in the kitchen for 7 days straight. I can't do that. That's too time consuming for me. I don't want to spend that amount of time in my kitchen. However, I will do 3 meals. I will do 3 days worth of meals, and that's lunch and dinner, because my breakfast is my Shakeology, which is truly simple recipe that I use. And then for lunches and dinner, I stick to simplicity. Like, this is beef, that is rice, that is broccoli. And it's beef magnolia, but on a healthier scale, right? So like, I stick to simplicity. I just add a couple spices here and there to make it different, to make it appealing, to make it tasty, because I don't eat bland food. You can rock and roll with salads if you want. I'm not a big salad person, so I try not to eat salad because I'm drinking my salad and my Shakeology. So yeah, simplicity. But you have to figure out what works for you, what works for your schedule, what works for time, and how you're going to dive it in. But you need to plan in order to succeed, so that you're pulling from the cupboard rather than or the refrigerator, rather than pulling from the fast food line.